No,
And
Jesus
I
the
am,
Builder.
of course, Jesus the Builder is here in the building as well. Uh, we're getting things going, man. We're getting things going. We're doing pretty good these days. How's everything, Kirk?
Man, everything is great, man. Everything is great. You know, Jane, I'm not even going to go along with it because I want to get into this convo because I got a couple of beef to pick with a lot of these topics that we got right now.
All right.
So let's just get into this bad boy, Gene.
All right. Before we get knee deep into the stuff, I just want to give some updates about the show. So we've been
Yeah.
working on it. That's why we're kind of erratic, but we were working on it on the show. The
Mm-hmm.
podcast will actually start rolling out tonight. So it's actually Thursday,
Yay!
October 22nd. Yeah. You can find it on whatever Spotify and all whatever you get your podcast from. You can find it everywhere. Wherever you get it from, you'll find it there. Just look us up, the Convo Show. Um, Currently, you'll see our regular logo on there, but that's going to be redone. We got a couple things down the path to get redone. You know, baby steps, baby steps. So the podcast is finally going up. We're using Anchor to kind of host it and handle all that for us. So I'm hoping that everything works out and we have no issues. So when you see it, or if you don't, you know what I'm saying, hit the subscribe button. You know, please give us you know, 4 or 5 star ratings. You know, don't if you don't like us, you know, leave a comment. But regardless, you know what I'm saying, you made this far, the episode 20. I'm guessing you liking us. So
Exactly. You gotta like us so far. There's something about us. Maybe it's Gene's adorable personality and my charming wits.
the next
I'm
thing
just joshing. Mm-hmm.
about the show is that if you haven't noticed lately, we've been doing this weekly instead of twice a week. It was just a little too much. We got lives.
Mm-hmm.
We got other things too, man. We got businesses to
Yeah, we
run. We
got
got things to
business to
do.
run, man.
You know,
We
so
got a whole bunch of stuff doing. You know what I mean,
right now we're just gonna keep it once a week. It's just easier for both of us, and you know that way we can actually give you a rundown of things, of what's on our minds and topics and stuff like that. So it's worthwhile. Another thing I want to talk about is live. Right now we're live on Twitch and YouTube. Um, I don't know about you, Kurt, but me personally, I kind of want to save the live stuff for more of a special thing, maybe guests or something like that. Kind of calm down in the live, do more pre-recorded stuff, upload. It'll help us in the long run.
mm-hmm. Yeah,
But
I'm down with that. The reason, as much of I think that live does give us a chance to speak with you guys direct, especially people who are, or looking for something to do right then and there. But I think that
right,
you could catch us on the go. I think we have more episodes, so maybe every other episode, or maybe once a month we do live, and then the
yeah.
rest we just record and put up on the podcast.
Yeah, I think we should probably go somewhere along that line. Like, hey, we do a live show like once a month or something like that, or every other episode, or I don't know. Maybe we do a second show that's live, and most of the shows are just just the pre-recorded stuff. Yeah, mainly because there has to be some editing and some stuff
Mhm.
involved. We're also pushing this stuff on the podcast, so there's editing and audio. Um, I might as well do one editing in audio and video, and then that way they're in sync. And then when I upload them to YouTube, and you can do some upload to Twitch, but not really. But yeah, you could upload to Twitch, but it's not the same vibe there. But focus more on a hey. A lot of stuff is recorded the day before or 2 days before, something like that,
Mhm.
and then it gets up on where it needs to be. And then that's the same thing with the podcast and stuff like that. The goal is to record the video the next day. I'll do all the editing and stuff and get it up on the podcast and up on YouTube, so that way they go out together. Um, Topics. We generally been talking about a lot of politics. That's just what the season is
Yeah,
right
see,
now.
yeah, unfortunately.
You know.
It's coming
Um,
to a closure though. I mean,
Yeah.
is it really coming to a closure, or we're just gonna line up for another greatness?
Hey, I think when we talk about politics in December, man, because I don't know, was the mail-in ballots, at least in Florida, there's been some there's a way of tracking in Florida. They're coming in. You know, people are early voting. They're doing it. You know, it's more people doing the voting early this year. So maybe it won't be. I was thinking like we won't know who really the president until like December 1st, the first week of December. But it looks like people were actually like, hey, nah, man, let's go ahead and get out there and vote now. So I'm seeing the data coming through. I'm like, oh, look at that, people are doing it. At least in Florida. I'm not sure in other places, but I'm hoping in that, you know, if Florida is doing it, you know.
I mean, if we kind of could get it right down here, I mean, the rest of the state got to be doing something
right.
big. You know what I mean? Because we're usually the ones everyone is like, damn, Florida. Why Florida? Why? You know
why?
like,
it's always been why.
It's always been why. So it's kind of good to be like ahead of the curve, and not have to worry about like, you know. Well, let me not jump the gun. This is Florida. That's all I'm going to say. That's all I'm going to say on that. It is Florida. We're going to enjoy this moment right now while we're doing some great things. But until then, until further notice, this is Florida, people.
It is, you know, and you know, gotta love it. Gotta love it. Since we already on, you know, eventually we'll talk about other things. We do want to go back on some business topics and stuff like that. But it's a convo show, so we can talk about anything we want. You know,
anything, man. Anything.
that's
if y'all got, and also if you guys have any conversation y'all want us to talk about that you guys been driving y'all nuts and y'all want to hear some real life opinion on, let us know. I mean, hit us up. You know,
definitely let us know. Especially if you want to hear about how the Jets just got their ass handed to them. You know, just literally got their ass handed to them.
Yeah, I wasn't looking at the screen just a while ago, but now I gotta look at the screen. You know,
zero.
This is when we stop the video right there, and then we just say,
Hey. It's all good. It's all good. You know, you guys just going through those seasons. You know, normal Jet season.
You know, I didn't know about Jet. I didn't know about. Go ahead.
No, sports in New York has been pretty bad. Yankees loss was kind of a surprise. I mean, New York sports is not that bad, but the football team, both Jets and Giants, are like Giants are playing tonight against Philadelphia, and they're not playing. Philadelphia's playing on the. I think Philadelphia is going to win that game off rip. But you know their star Giants have a star running back. It's out. The QB is still a rookie, and it might be good for the Giants. It's like, hey, we can't win with this guy. You know, there's a quarterback coming out, you know, out of Clemson, and we might be able to pick him up. So Jets I think they do have a QB, and you know, I think just the coaching, and I kind of think the owner and people on higher ups like, if this coach sucks, he's gonna get fired anyways. Just let him suck, so that way we get the first overall pick.
Exactly. Let's try him out. Give him a sucker's can, and we could do something better. But,
yeah, man. But it's crazy with the Jets, though.
It's a building year. I'm gonna use what Dolphin always say. It's a building year.
Yeah, the problem is that we were really building. We're like, this is our building year. We're actually really building. We have a whole bunch of rookies. Like you guys had one of the best running backs, or had one of the best nose tackle, or had. You know, you guys had some great people. One of the best defensive backs, or had. You know, and you let the coach kind of go in and ruin things, and it all sucks. And
Gene, it's a building year, Gene. It's a building year.
All right, let's go back to the politics, man.
It's a building year, Gene. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm gonna hit you with no comments. It's a building
no comments. It's all good. The win of the week. I want to start off with this. I want to start with something real positive. I saw AOC. If you don't know who she is the senator, Democratic senator. She's pretty much well known, so you can just look her up. She played the game Among Us, which I play with my family here at home, and I watch other people play on Twitch, and she played it on Twitch just last night. I saw it. I was like amazed. Like you get to really see like when you play that game, you kind of see personalities. Like it's kind of hard to hide things, but you're trying to win, especially if you're competitive. You're trying to win and stuff. It was kind of dope seeing her. And I didn't watch the whole stream. I got a good chunk of it towards the middle to end, and I enjoyed it. I think she played until like midnight too on Eastern time. So so she was up pretty late.
Wow.
Yeah. And she played with some good people, well-known people on Twitch from around the world, not just the U.S. but around no, I think just UK in the U.S. And it was kind of dope seeing that, you know. And I actually like to see I like to see a group of politicians play this game together because you can get up to 10 people. Yeah. You know, get some former presidents and senators and stuff like that. Because if you don't know how the game is played, pretty much when you get like 10 people, 2 people, 10 people, you're in charge to do these tasks on this kind of spaceship platform, whatever you're at, and everyone has to complete their task. And if they complete their task, they win. But out of the 10 people, 2 of them are imposters. The imposter's job is to pretend to do the task, but their true goal is to kill off everyone else.
Oh wow!
So generally, when there's 10 people, there's 2 imposters. It could be the rules change depending on the game, but generally you don't know who are no one knows who are the imposters. So what happens is that 10 people are running around, 2 of them are imposters, 2, 3 people get killed, 1 person spots a dead body, they report it. Now you have this meeting, and everyone's trying to figure out at this. Everyone's silent, so you can't speak to each other during the game play. But until the meeting happens, until the report happens and the meeting happens, then people start talking. No one knows who the imposter is, so you're trying to figure out who's the imposter. Like, hey, where were you? Where were you at? Hey, are you, and little hints.
So is it like a game of who? Like, you know what I mean? Like, if someone come in the house and who okay.
Yeah, you're trying to figure out who's
the killer. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Pretty cool.
So it's a great game. It's been out for quite some time, but it really exploded over the COVID, especially this later part of COVID. It really exploded. It's a good, easy time waster. I can't even say a time waster, but it's enjoying. Like, if you want to take a break and stuff like that, you can just jump on, play with other people online, go through the chat to figure out who did it or not, and no one knows who you are, and through Twitch, people use Discord, so they actually can speak instead of chatting, and then everyone goes on mute during the gameplay, and everyone in the meeting. It's such a great game. More than likely, either imposters win or the group of people who are not imposters will find out who the imposters are. It's an awesome game. It was quite fun.
I haven't checked that out, so I gotta go check that out. And that's on Twitch?
No, you can actually download it on your mobile phone. Like I play it on my phone. My kids play on their tablets and stuff. It's available on Steam for PC. It's not available for any, Apple is not a big fan of games. I think eventually they'll make an Apple arcade version of it. So my kids play it on Roblox as well.
Oh, it's so a different version. I have to wait then, because I don't have. I mean, all I have is Apple products. Oh,
well, you can get it on your phone. You can get it as a mobile app on your phone.
Okay. So you can I'm about to say, if any case, I probably could just.
It's free on the phone at least to my memory. Yeah.
If you know Apple, they're gonna charge you for it. So I'm gonna go over to. I'm gonna see if I could jack the wife's what do you call it phone. Which goes
but I have it on my Samsung tablet, but I also have I have it on my Apple.
She's gonna be like,
it's free.
You gonna play some stupid game on my phone? Not today. I'm like, come on. It just Gene told me it's awesome. Not today.
Yeah, it's an awesome game. Definitely let me know when you get it. I'll get you in and The only problem when I play with my kids, like when she's an imposter, she gets loud, she gets nervous, and it shows it on her face like, yeah, I'm the one, and she's like getting amped up. I'm like, oh, we know you're an imposter. It's me. She's it. Get her out. It's done.
That's too funny. She's like, you're like, why you? So you're the imposter. Huh?
You're the one that did it. You can't even fake it.
How did you know? Like, really?
Really? No poker face.
No poker face at all, man. That's too funny. That is too funny. All right, well, that's pretty dope. That's pretty positive. I mean, we should end the segment on that. I mean, because of all of the shaggery we got to talk about, that should have been like a good positive joint. You know what I mean? That's a feel good, a smile, Gene. Now we want to go into like the BS. Yeah. You know
so which BS do you want to go through?
Oh,
I said it's the biggest BS is these political ads and go vote ads. To me they're annoying, man. They're annoying. Text messages, ads everywhere.
They call you on Sunday. They call you at 9 o'clock at night.
They don't care.
Man, they don't give. Dude, listen. I would have voted for the other man if they keep calling me. Put it that way. You keep calling me. Keep calling me. I'm going to vote for the other man. I'm not really going to vote.
Nah, but it's still, man, it's crazy.
Just so much, man. So my emails are filled. Like, listen, I have a business email, Gene, and I'm excited because, you know, I'm getting emails. I'm like, yeah, business is coming through. When I go in there, all it is, hey, this, and that. Do you know this? Do you know that? Did you vote for this? I'm like, oh my God, what the hell, man?
Yeah, I gotten to the point now. I think my phone service has a way they know which is like spam calls or whatever.
Yeah.
So it's set up to automatically don't ring my phone. But I see the missed calls. And just today alone, like I have 8 of them. Like, who are calling me like that?
Ridiculous, man. Ridiculous.
Don't call me like that.
I'm like, listen, you don't call me, you don't call me about giving me some catering jobs or, buying a couple bottles of my sauce. No, you're calling me about, but this is the only time you're calling me. You never call me during the year. You'll call me to find out if I'm all right.
You call me about my check.
Exactly. Call me about my check. Hey, listen, man, we're working on that check. No, you don't call me about that. You just call me about getting my vote or me to donate to the cause. Listen, I am tired of sitting there in pain, and you guys never do anything for our favor. Don't let me get like Ice Cube and say like, listen, man, I'm only you only next time someone's called me, I'm gonna be like, how much you gonna pay me? That's my question. How much are you going to pay me? You want my vote? You want my vote? So how much you gonna pay me?
How much you gonna pay me for my vote? Hey, my vote for sale. I ain't gonna lie.
For sale. How much exactly? How much you gonna pay me for my vote? Like,
you know what I'm saying? Hey, it's like 50 cents, man. He's like, hey, I'm voting for Trump because those taxes, he don't want to pay those taxes. 50 Cent said straight up, I'm not trying to pay those taxes. I make over 400K. I say I'm gonna pay more taxes. Fuck that.
Listen, I ain't on 50 Cent status, so I can't say I can agree with that. But I understand what
my goal is to get there.
My goal is to be there. So one day, when in the future, when there's another president in the Trump legacy, come back and I'll be like, yeah, I like that guy. I'm gonna vote for him. Yeah. I know you don't really. I know some of the
I plan to be there sooner than later. So it is a decision for me. It's like, should I really vote this guy in? Because he said you're making over 400K. I'm paying how much in taxes?
Right.
Like it's bringing me back all to that. You know how they passed that bill when student loans you can't file chapter 7 on them. I'm like, man, I missed that opportunity. You know what I'm saying?
Listen, man,
now I'm gonna miss another opportunity of making some big bank, not paying taxes.
Listen, Trump ain't gonna pass that. Anyways, even if you get voted in, it's all the BS. But for real though, I need you guys to cut down on the political ads. I know we're 2 weeks away. I know you guys are pushing hard, and you want my vote. And yes, I want to give you my vote as well too, but not today. Okay, not today. Not this minute. Stop calling me. I know what I'm doing. I know I'm going to vote. I don't need your help. I don't need you to tell me to go grab my neighbor and tell my neighbor. No, my neighbor get the same texts and the same.
They get the same stuff. It's getting annoying
the same
now.
thing. It's getting annoying. It's starting to. You're gonna let me go to the poll and forget what I'm supposed to do at this present moment. I'm gonna go. Did they say vote for Johnson? I remember. Is Johnson the bad guy?
That's the law to stop political ads altogether.
Altogether.
Like, you can't text me political ads.
Yeah,
because
I don't know where you get my
phone
number
calls,
from.
no text. Yeah.
I'm trying to find out where did they get my number because I never put on for nothing. And all of a sudden I got a call. Like the first one I got was random. Like it called me on the business line, right? So I'm thinking it's business. I'm like, hey, thank you for calling, blah, blah, blah. There, and I'm like, hi, is Kirk there? I'm like, yeah, hello, how may I help you? Like, well, this is blah, blah, blah from the wrestling party, and we're calling about you. Can we trust you on your vote? What? I was like, what's this about? Oh, about your vote. I'm like, listen, man, this is the business line. What are you calling the business line for? Oh, we just want to see. And then after that, can you get your employees to vote? I'm like, you know what? Get off my phone. Get off my phone.
Get off my phone.
It's a lot, man. It's a lot.
No, you gotta tell them not to call you back.
Yeah,
like, we ain't voting. No one's voting. Don't call me no more. Hang up.
You know, I told you every time I say I'm next person that called me, I'll be like, yeah, man, listen, I'm voting for Trump, man. Next person that called me, but then I was like,
and you know it. The reason I'm voting for him because you keep calling.
You keep calling me, exactly. But then I was like, you know what? If I say that, then Trump people don't start calling me. So I don't need that. I don't need that extras, man. I don't need that extras.
Man.
So I'm like, whatever is whatever. But
it's crazy. We plan on doing all the ballots and stuff this weekend, and then turn them all in this weekend. We got the mail in, but we're not mailing. We're gonna drop them off.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing.
Out. We relax at home and go through because it's not just about the presidents. It's also about all these other people. We got new senators in Florida coming in.
Those are the most important keys.
Miami, that's saying the Miami mayor is running for senator, and there's another lady running for senator, and then she looks kind of scary to me. I'm like, I don't like the Miami mayor too much, but I don't like this lady even more. Yeah. So let me actually look her up and see if she's as bad as she seems.
Is it the year of just like getting the worst of, choosing the worst of the worst? Like, let me see.
You know what? I felt like that with Hillary and Trump. It was like, which is the worst?
You know, I didn't feel like that with Hillary and Trump. I just felt like Trump was just, Trump. I foresee what he was going to do. But then for Hillary, I just, I didn't see that. I was like, all right, well, she's going to be regular politics, right? Yeah. Just straight up regular politics is going to be the same old bullshit game over and over and over.
It'll be a little bit of Bill Clinton.
Yeah, exactly. Obama, it's going to be organized.
Democrat, all this coronavirus stuff probably would have been a big deal because they would have had these people in place.
Exactly. It would have been taken care of properly. It would have been handled properly. You know what I'm saying? So it would
be more about judges or anything like that.
None of that. It would have been more politics. It would have been straight politics. Straight, telling you, give you a carrot like they usually do, and you try and chase up behind the carrot. Regular politics. And I know with Trump coming in, I knew it was going to be drama. I know it's going to be funny. I knew it because I
thought it was going to be funny, but I thought the Republican Party would have had him under control. And he would be more of a puppet. No. I didn't think he would be like, "Fuck this shit. I'm running the way I'm running it."
Because you can't. Okay,
this is my presidency, not yours.
Gene, this guy has never been broke a day of his life. Even though he filed bankruptcy a couple times, but he's never been broke a day of his life. So that means he has never had to report to anyone a day of his life. Right. You understand the mindset that puts you in? Like if you never have to call someone boss or call, hey, I'm running late for work. You know what I'm saying? You never have to do that day of your life. You literally wake up every single morning and all your bills are being paid. You never have bills because it doesn't exist in your world. You understand? So how can you control someone who's never been controlled? Who was 70-something years old? It's impossible. It's physically impossible, mentally impossible. You understand? You have the money, you have the clout. So why would I want to listen to you? So I know it was going to be drama. I know it was going to be crazy, but I thought that he would have a little bit more, class to it. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know he was going to be a straight pardon my French, but a straight N-word, man. Like Trump is a real N-word, man. I ain't gonna lie to you. Like that dude is the definition of an N-word. You understand? Like he is. And I'm not talking about the color of someone's skin. I'm talking about the word, the actual meaning of the
The
word.
actual
He's
word.
ignorant as shiznick. You understand? That's what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about the color of somebody's skin. I'm talking about the ignorance of this man. This man is very ignorant. You understand? And it doesn't matter how much money. It shows you it doesn't matter how much money you have, you cannot buy class, right? Because you
Right.
can look at Barack, right? Barack, he doesn't come from rich wealth or whatever the case may be. He came from a little bit of money, but not wealth. You understand? But the way he carry himself, because he has class. Even GW Junior, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Even with all the craziness that happened around his time,
And
in
see,
9/11,
I was expecting that. You know, George
GW,
Bush.
George Bush. Yeah, I call him
Yeah,
GW. You know what I mean? That's my boy. You know what I mean?
George Bush Jr. I
Yeah,
expected, we hear more of the craziness, but it
yeah,
wasn't just him. It was him and Cheney. Cheney
yeah.
actually, I was thinking, Cheney and Pence are the same people. They're the one actually pulling the strings. Like, yeah, we're going to war
You
with
know,
these
yeah,
people, even
exactly,
though these people attacked us, but we're going to go with these people. We need this oil over
exactly.
here. I was kind of expecting that with Pence. Like, hey, Pence, like, hey, no more abortions. Pence, we're gonna end this
Yeah,
now.
but this man,
And
Pence
do
has been
all the
a
other stuff that we don't like.
yeah,
And it's Pence actually doing it, but Trump is just a puppet.
yeah,
Doing
exactly,
and ducking shoes.
exactly. That, you know what I
you know,
mean? But that's not what we got. We got a man that that has no class.
and
He's
Pence the
speaking.
class one. We saw him in the debate.
Yeah,
He's the
yeah,
one with
he's
class.
very. He has class, but he doesn't have a backbone. You understand? He's not a man
I think he has the
that
backbone, but he
really.
knows his place.
Yeah, that's the problem. That's what I'm saying. Like, you should be able to feel like you can not. I don't want you to control anybody, but you should be able to speak up for what's right if you truly believe it. And I think he
Oh,
just
see,
follow in
that's a
line.
trick, right?
You
Because he
understand?
truthfully believes it.
Yeah, that's
Because
true.
he might believe into the whole Trump shit.
That's
You know what I'm
true.
saying?
That's
You know what I'm
true.
saying? He
That's
seems like
true.
the type of person he might really believe, like, you know what?
He's a
Hey,
diehard.
it's time to bring slavery back.
Yeah, he's a
Go
diehard.
back.
Yeah, but
We haven't went back far enough.
yeah. Bring
You
that
know,
back. You know what I mean? I like that. You know what I
they might
mean?
win if he end
So,
up winning. Eventually, his second term, midway through second term, basically like, you know what? We went pretty far back. We brought this country back to its prevalence.
yeah,
The economy is doing great again.
yeah.
What's gonna make it do even more greater? Slavery.
Slavery. I love
Imagine
it.
how much money we save without spending money at
Remember,
all.
our forefathers built the entire country on slaves.
Slaves.
We can't
And
have it.
this time, and then all the black people are like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, no, relax.
it's
It's not just black people, it's
it's
white people too.
everybody.
Think about how many student loans we have out there now.
But that's the funny thing about it, right? All right, the funny thing about it. But if you look in the history, everyone always think that was only black people that were slaves. There was white people that were slaves too. There was white people just out there getting
There's
whipped
a
and
few
and
Irish
just,
people,
yeah, of course, a
Italians. There
lot,
was a
man.
lot of
A
Asians,
lot of Asians. I mean, but the
in
problem is
there.
that a lot of people, a lot of these other nationalities, forget that they were once in a servitude position. You know what I
Right.
mean? They once were considered less than, like, Cubans. We live in Miami, so Cubans, for
Yeah.
example, were no greater than the dog was greater than it was dogs, blacks, and then Cuban, or was it blacks, dogs? I don't know. Whatever. I saw the sign one time. You understand?
Yeah.
So you got to remember, like, the psyche of
But
these people.
the
But there
Cubans
are,
vote. The Cubans vote is not because of that. They don't fear that. What they fear is the communist socialism.
that's correct.
It's what they fear because that was what Cuba was all. They're pretty much still kind of all about is socialism and in communist parties and stuff like that. That's what they fear. They don't want America to get a step closer to that. So that's their biggest fear. So
So,
they vote one way because they see Democrats as socialists
but
off rip.
but it's funny. But it's like to me, it seemed
Right.
like the Republicans are more socialist than the Democrats. The
Yeah.
Democrats are. I like to say Democrats are not. They're more. Is there a word like called snailist because they move so slow and everything? So you know what I mean. The Democrats always have. They play this long out, stretched out everlasting gain. They never really do anything for like advancement, really, to be honest with you. Democrats just kind of like keep you like, oh, we're gonna do it, but not this year. Not where Republicans, they seem more socialist to me in through my eyes. You know what I mean? They're more capitalist. They're capitalists, of course.
No,
But
no, that's what I'm saying. They're really
capitalists. They're capitalists. But to me, they have a more socialist structure. If you understand what I'm trying to say, that's the way their mannerism towards a more of a dictatorship, right? Because that's kind of what they're running from, right? But if you look at Trump, he's very dictatorship. He doesn't want to leave office. You know what I'm saying? He want to stay here forever, and he's going to give a battle to the next person that come in. That's a socialist mentality. You understand? Yeah, you may not be a communist.
Not socialist. That's more of a dictatorship mentality.
Yeah, socialist. I'm gonna call it a socialist.
So socialist is a different type of mentality. It's more of a dictatorship, communist. Maybe some no, not even communist. It's more Republicans. It's Trump has more of a dictatorship. The Republicans don't have that.
Yeah, thank you. Not the Republicans are, to me, socialists. Trump is a dictator. You know what I mean? He wants to be in office for the next 100 of years until he die or whenever.
I can't see the Republicans being a socialist party because they are all about, hey, if you fail, you got to pick yourself up by the bootstrap and get back up again. Unlike the Democrat Party, is if you fail, the government will come in and swoop in and help you out.
When have Democrats ever helped anybody?
Well, there are laws and stuff you think about Obamacare, right? Obamacare was the beginning of pretty much free healthcare, right? ALC, even during the Twitch stream, she brought it up in a way like, hey, this is one of the guys from the UK. Is like, hey, how do you if you get sick, like how do you pay for your healthcare? It's like, pretty much we don't pay for our healthcare. You go to the doctor, they check you out, they give you medications, you go down the hall, you pick up your medication, and then you go home. It's nothing coming out your pocket.
It's not a bad system at all.
It's not a bad, and most countries, are at our level are like that. We're I think we're one of two that are not like that. I think the other one's more of the other one might actually be further along than we are. Like France, like they have the difference. I think Obama was trying to get us to where the country of France is where we get rid of the private companies for health insurance. Like it was no longer like, hey, you got to, like, every year especially around this time of year, everyone's choosing updating their benefits and stuff, and sometimes you're forced to change. But if it was your company's no longer companies telling you like, hey, these are no longer our providers, or that provider is leaving your state or something. That happens a lot in Florida. I remember switching over to AvMed, to United Healthcare, to Blue Cross and Blue Shield and stuff like that, because they're changing all the time and they're no longer supported. Obama is slowly, I think he wanted, the plan was for him to start this, Hillary would come in and complete it and push it along till we get to the point that maybe even if there's a third Democrat that comes in, because was about 8 years of having Obamacare, people get used to it. They might not like it, because it was a shit show.
It's funny.
But people get used to it, and things will level out.
They did a review on CNN of people who, especially like people who voted Republican state, and they went there. Oh, I'm a big Trump supporter. But then when Trump was trying to roll back Obamacare, they went back into that couple of years, like a year later or whatever, 2 years later. And then most of those people, they're like, well, listen, if you try to take away my health care, then I don't want him, because Obamacare has been good to me, because it worked for a lot of states. I mean, Florida's not one that did it, but a lot of other states benefit greatly.
They did correctly, right?
Yeah, they did right.
It wasn't much of a pushback. There are Republican governors and Republican states that do things Democratic. They do things with Democrats like, hey, yeah, this actually makes sense. If we do it this way, this will actually work out. some other states, they fight it tooth and nail and they make it a lot more difficult for people.
Mm-hmm.
So, and because of that, things become an issue, and then it's an issue altogether. But we have other things to talk about because tonight is a big night,
Yes, it
and
is.
we're gonna get ready to watch the showdown.
Yes,
It's
it
the
is.
final
We are.
debate between Biden and Trump. To
I call
me,
it two old men having a good
man, two old man.
time. Having a good
I,
time.
The only thing I'm curious about, really, truth be told, was I already know who I'm voting for. I'm not sure if there's going to be much of anything talked about in this.
Mm,
Um, I'm hoping it doesn't come out like it did last. If it comes like how the vice president debate, it will be
mm,
really nice, right? They
mm.
actually policies, you can understand what policies and stuff and things to talk about. But if it came out like the last time, I'm like, oh, this is just bullshit, you know?
It's entertainment, Gene. It's
Yeah, it's
entertainment.
entertainment.
But no,
I
they
do want to
say,
see if they're going to put a big old plexiglass. Are they both going to sit down
but they say
or
that they're
stand
supposed to
up?
be able to turn off their mics, so the person who's not
Yeah.
talking mic should be off.
Now,
So
but if you're in the same room, right? If we're in the same room and I turn off your mic, you can yell, right? So I'm like, how much like Trump is gonna yell? He's like, yeah, go ahead,
yeah,
turn off my mic. Fuck that shit.
yeah,
I got something to say.
yeah, you know,
They will have to put some kind of wall and not no thin plexiglass, like an actual wall in between them,
we are literally
right?
5 minutes away from seeing what really is going to go down. 5 minutes
Right?
away.
So that way Trump
Mhm.
just can't just walk over because Trump is the kind of person he'll leave his pavilion and
Yeah.
walk over and start yelling at him.
Yeah,
He
that
seemed like
dude.
that type of person.
Yeah, he is that person. He is that
Yeah.
person. He don't
So
care COVID or not. I'm cured now, so I can go over there in your face, talk in
yeah, I
your
can go in
face.
your face.
Ah, you're like Trump, dude. What are
Like
you doing?
you get it now.
Yeah, like you get it now. So I'm still gonna deck him in his face. I can't, man. Listen, 5 minutes.
Yo,
We
if a
need to get
fist
off
fight
this.
break out and Trump is on the floor
Mhm.
and Biden standing over him,
You
yo.
know who American people gonna vote for at that present moment. At that present moment, you know who the president is. At that present moment, we don't need to
Like,
worry
dude,
about the voting. At that moment,
if Trump runs up on him, yelling and screaming, and Biden backs up, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And Trump comes like swinging at him or something like that,
Yeah.
and Biden like ducks out the way and then hit him,
Ooh,
yo, and he goes
ooh,
down,
ooh.
and you see Biden sitting over him, yo. Why would you vote for anyone else?
Yeah, you wouldn't vote for nobody else. I don't care how
Why would
red
you
of a
vote for
state you
anyone
are,
else?
whatever red state you want to be in. At that present moment, in that debate, your mind just got switched over to saying, "That's my president, right? That's my president." Fox
That
News,
was the best
Fox
debate.
News is gonna call and say, "Hey, that's our president." Right.
Yeah, like why would you vote for anyone? I don't know, but they might try to. I don't think Fox News is not friends with Trump at this point.
So no, they are. Fox and Friend love Trump. Trump is their best.
It's not true. They don't love Trump. If you actually
Trump,
seen them recently, they are freaking tired of him. And they've been actually kind of tired of them for quite some time because he'll call in and interrupt their whole show.
And
like they have guests planned and stuff like that. They'll stop. He'll talk for 45 an hour. Like this show is over and they'll just sit there and they'll look bored out of their mind. You know, they'll try not to, but they look bored out of their mind. So
I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not gonna lie to you. I watch Fox and Friends so I can get a good laugh because I'm like, is Trump gonna call tonight? It's like it's tonight the night Trump is gonna call. And I know like clockwork. Hello? It's like, yes. Yeah. I mean, dude is like, dude,
they're getting tired of him. They are. Fox and Friends are getting tired of him
because he goes off on a rant.
I think the whole Fox network, they're probably seeing like they're watching the polls and like, hey, this is not gonna be a Hillary and Trump thing again.
Yeah.
Like this time, he's losing in the polls.
Dang.
They're like, hey, maybe we should back up or offer him a little bit so that way when he loses, we could
just throw shit at him. Oh, he was the worst president. You know,
we could throw some shit at him.
They're normal.
Yeah.
But oh my God, I'm not gonna lie to you, man. Like it's some of the listen, people. If you're a comedian and you can't find material, you're not looking hard enough.
You're not looking.
Fox and Friends late night. Just wait for Trump. Just wait.
It's early in the morning. You get up in the morning, turn it on, and you watch.
I call it late night because I'm probably getting up going to bed that time. But early in the morning, you know what I mean? you hear Trump? Hello? Yeah, they're like, and then, hey, Mr. President. And then he goes off like, no. See, he started off. They're talking about like we're talking normally right now, and then he's
Yep.
like, I hate bacon and cheeseburger. What the fuck is he talking about?
What are you talking about?
What's he talking about? Yes, when I'm in New York, I try this one deli. You're like, okay, I understand what he's talking about.
No idea what this
What
guy's
is he talking about? I'm telling you, we got 2 more minutes left to this debate. So we're gonna wrap this up real quick with the last thing we're gonna talk about, Gene, and that's
it's just these stupid people, man. So I got word that there's been an email going around, so-called coming from the Proud Boys. Not sure if it's actually coming from Proud Boys, but it's not just the email. There's also like Twitter and social media. Don't know if it's actually coming from this group or coming from these other groups because, truth be told, we do have Russia and China and all these people, all these other countries now infiltrating our social media and emails and stuff like that, trying to convince people. But there was an email that I actually saw come from someone I actually know. The email pretty much stated it's from the Proud Boys. Hey, we know you're a registered Democrat. We pretty much we can take your life from you, and we want you to vote Trump. Change your thing from Democrat to Republican if you're going to do it, right? and and that's pretty much it. FBI and stuff are looking into it and stuff like that. But this is quite the stupidest thing. Like, fucking let people vote who they want to fucking vote for. I say vote for Biden, but you can vote for whoever you want to, because when it comes down to it, we're gonna get what we get. I don't think both of these candidates are the greatest candidates, but it is what it is at this point. I just don't want to see another 4 years with this guy. It's been fun, and I think the country needs to be more in a stable,
organized.
It just needs to be more stable, because I think Trump's biggest flaw is when it comes to all the racial stuff and things that come out. He supports the racism. Even though he's not at the point running for president, he's going to support these people anyway. He's like, oh, these people are not bad people. He's bringing out these racists and giving them power, and they don't need power. They shouldn't be power. They should be hiding. They should be not brave enough to try to take a governor out.
You know what?
Not try to kidnap a governor. Like this shouldn't happen.
I'm happy that he actually. Is bringing them out of the dark, right? Because the thing about it, right? When you have all these people who are dying and no one knows what's going on, or all these people who are staying racial, people are being racist towards us, especially people of color. You know what I mean? And we yell out and we scream at everybody, oh, you guys are talking smack. But now that the true darkness at night is coming to the light, we are able to say, okay, let's really have a conversation. Let's really sit at the table. I think Chris Rock, I was watching Chris Rock and Trevor Noah earlier today, the rerun. And Chris Rock said it best. And I agree with him 100% because my mind always like that. I know we got to go because it's about to start right now.
No, go ahead. We're good.
But Chris Rock said it best. He's like, if it was between sitting at the table, at a lunch table with white people or getting money, he's like, fuck that. I'd rather get the money and fuck sitting at the table with these people. Or is it having a better education for my kids or me sharing a water fountain? Fuck the water fountain. I'd rather get a better education for my kids. You understand? Equal education. As long as we get equal everything. But if you don't want us to sit with you, it's perfectly fine. You understand? And I think that's the thing, right? When we look at all the mindset of these racist people, right? They don't want us to be equal, nor do they want us to sit at any kind of table at all, right? So if we know who they are in plain sight, and they don't want us to sit with them, then by all means, let's divide ourselves. Okay, well, that neighborhood over there is all crazy rednecks. So I'm not going to go there. You understand? They're not going to come in my neighborhood. I'm not going to go their neighborhood. You understand? We're not going to fight. We're not going to argue. We're equal.
I get that.
Separate. But I understand what you're saying. I do.
No, I totally get that, right? Because now we know who they are.
Yeah.
but it's been 4 years. And this is enough. You know what I'm saying? I don't they're not like they're not gonna go in hiding anymore,
Of
right?
course not.
But they won't. It, I think with a different president, and I know some of the senators will change out, so there's gonna be Republicans already kind of know this that there's going to be more Democrats in the Senate, and there's tons of them in representative, but now they're trying to get into the Senate now, so they're going to probably lose a few more seats, but probably just not enough. But when it comes down to it, he can't be around for another 4 years because all the longer he's up there, the more and more brave they get. Like I don't mind knowing who they are, the more brave they get. And then I get the whole term like, hey, this is our space, this is your space. The problem is that they're born and raised in a certain
idea.
Idea that no, everything is ours.
Yeah.
Right? They might start off like, yeah, this is your space and our space, and then they'll like, hey, let's get a little bit of this.
But
let's get a little bit more of this.
So that's the reason why we have militia, right? If they have militia, we have militia. They have police, we have police. You understand?
Until they start passing, well, even now, like the whole thing that happened to the governor, right? They don't want to call them terrorists. They're U.S. terrorists. That's what they did. That's terrorism. They caused. They don't want to call it terrorists. If it was a black group of people, they would be considered terrorists. It's like they called the Black Panther.
The Black Panther was terrorists. You know what I mean?
Terrorists. They call them terrorists. There's tons of groups they call terrorists, but they don't call them militias because there's a big definition between a terrorist and a militia. So what they'll do is they'll say, hey, these people are militias. Hey, what the black people are doing with their guns, dressed in fatigue and stuff like that, those are terrorists against the country. Exactly. So their approach to them is way much different than they will approach their own people.
That's what I'm saying. So
that doesn't work when it comes. Doesn't work.
And that's what I'm saying, right? I'm saying, okay. What I'm trying to say is like, right, in America, right, at this present moment, we are still not equal in any for our basic rights. We're not equal, right? We are still divided in the sense of people. But with the division, right, with the big division that's going on, everyone always kind of masks it. Oh, no, you're just crazy because, but no, I'm telling you, these people are treating me like crap. I'm racist. Oh, you're just talking smack. But now with this madman, we're able to truthfully see these people, right? And then we're truthfully able to have this conversation about, is there really racism in this world? Yes, there is.
Yeah.
Yes, there is. You see where, a certain class of people treat a certain class of people a certain type of way, and then the laws that are written in America for everyone is actually not for everyone. You know what I'm saying? Oh, here come Madman. They started, Jane. It started.
It's all right, good.
Combo. We're gonna continue this combo.
Yeah. That's it for tonight. Look out for the podcast. The first, if you missed our first episode, the first episode will be the one showing up. As soon as it's all done, and then throughout the weekend and stuff like that, I'll get all the rest up in order. And hopefully you enjoy the convo.
All right, guys, have a good night. Peace.